join those conversations on facebook.com/joynews.tv and on Twitter it's at joynews.tv. Now let's start with Member of Parliament for Asen Central Constituency, Kennedy Japan, who's advocating for a reduction in the number of public holidays in the country. His concerns actually follows the President's hint of a proposed legislation to Parliament to designate August 4 as Founders' Day. Now, the Asen Central MP describes the current system of observing every landmark day as an obstruction to national development. The question, do you think the holidays are too many and must be reduced?
Oh yes, I think it has an effect on our productivity. Here is the case that during holidays, workers are supposed to be in the house. And then looking at the number of workers who will be in the house, definitely the country will lose money. And then I think sometimes it's also good in the sense that workers will relax. But then productivity-wise, it won't help the country at all.
Yes, it's true. The holidays here in Ghana is too much. And I think it's not helping us at all, especially with the students and then the workers too. It's not good. So they should do something about it.
No, I don't think it affects us because, this holiday particularly, it's Kwame Nkrumah. We are celebrating him for being a legend. And being a legend, it's even helping us to do something for the nation so that we can be remembered one day.
Affect our productivity. Because of the holiday, maybe there are a lot of work that we're supposed to do, but because of the holiday, the work has to be there on next month, Friday, before we can complete the work. So it's most of the time it affects us.
Positively, I will say that it doesn't really affect productivity because we need time to rest. But on the other hand, too, it actually affects our productivity in a way that people don't really go to work. So.
But whichever way it is, it doesn't affect us, Israel, because we're always working. Let's check out what you've been putting on Facebook.
Olivia Diana says, this is what I don't like about policymakers in Ghana. When a good idea is conceived, we're in a hurry to implement it without conducting proper feasibility studies to get in the inside about how to go about it. Albert Owusu says, when Mahama was building them, you people were like, if the infrastructure will go chop. Anyways, okay, so this is a wrong post, so we'll try and locate. Okay, here. Now here it is. Here is the post we're actually talking about. So David Sachs says, we're in a country where our productivity is low, yet our working days calendar is full of some unnecessary holidays. Bobby says, on the 21st day of September, I joined millions all over the world to remember Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the founder of Ghana, a global icon and the BBC listeners' man of the millennium. Osagyefo, it goes on and on and on. Victor Ampong says, every concerned citizen struggling should understand that the opposition's ineptitude behavior will obviously object to this, but we can't afford too many holidays. So with the proposal of new days as holidays, some of the existing ones should be removed to make way for the freedom fighters' holidays. And Bahar Jeremiah says, I agree with him 100%. We have 11 holidays in Ghana, and if this one is added, making it 12, which means 1 month, 1 holiday. His proposed events are good, but should not be declared public holidays. It will surely have a negative impact on productivity.
But will it be out of place? We have 1 district, 1 dam, 1 constituency, 1 million, 1 something, 1 something. Yeah, so 1 holiday, 1 month, 1 holiday. That's very interesting. But also there has been public resistance to the 11% increment on the prices of some petroleum products. Now, Joy News checks indicates the price of a liter of petrol has gone up between 8 and 11%, while the same quantity for a liter of diesel has gone up between 9 and 11%. Now, many of those accusing government of unfairness for allowing the increment. So tell me, how does the 11% increment come across to you?
Normally, I should be surprised that they've increased for prices. But knowing very well that, as you know, we live in a global world. I've heard of the hurricane in America, and my information is that it has affected oil supplies in America. and something like that naturally will also affect crude oil supply across the globe. So I am not surprised.
If there is an increase in the fuel prices, it's going to affect a whole lot of commodities. You know, drivers tend to even charge any fare that they like. So it's going to bring a whole lot of disturbances to us because we didn't know the amount and the correct charges as to what to pay. So it's going to affect us a lot. So I pray that it doesn't come on.
But times when they increase fuel, they increase transportation, and our salary today don't increase it unless next year before they will add that 10%. So when they increase the fuel, it affects the workers.
Adjustment of fuel always have an implication for transport fare. GPRTU might not want to increase fare at this particular time. They might wait for a further increase before they negotiate for an increase in transport fare. But picking a taxi, definitely the increment in fuel will reflect in whatever the taxi driver is going to charge.
Well, it's a pain in all of us throats because, you know, salaries have not been increased, but we still have to pay for all of this. But let's check out what you've been putting on Facebook.
By Jeremiah says, if only automatic adjustment formula is used, I have no problem with that. But that same formula should be used if the fuel prices are reduced on the world market. Donyo says, if fuel prices go up, it affects everything. So government must put in measures in order to give no chance for the opposition's propaganda. Increased Kabu says, all these were put into the free SHS, so man can't complain that much. And James Abusanga says, increases in fuel prices always an unpleasant news for the ordinary Ghanaian, so government should do something about it.
And Amigdo Walutu says, in fact, this was not what Ghanaians were promised. We will change come 2020. And Mark Paradise says, it's unfortunate. The government must act now to save the poor. We are suffering too much. Street Glory says, waiting concern bicycle with fuel price. Okay, so you don't buy fuel, so you don't really care. Nana Kwamwa Boateng the second says, effects will be on consumers very soon, the Troskians. Very interesting, but all of us are worried though. And finally, a group of military women have blamed their singleness on the timidity of some Ghanaian men, saying the men lack the courage to propose to them. They explained their statuses as military women mostly strike fear into men, and that is the reason why they find it difficult to marry. Well, this brings back the conversation over what profession a woman must be in to be a marriage material. So, men, please help me out with this. Is a woman's profession part of the things you look out for before proposing to them?
Oh, definitely, yes. It has to come in. Because you can't just marry any other person or any person who is not doing anything. At least he has to be in some kind of work so that he can also assist you. You know, there's hardship. So gone are the days where everything rests on the man. But this time things has changed. So I think when you want to choose a partner, you should also look at the kind of work the lady is also in.
Yeah, it does, because you're proposing to someone to spend the rest of your life with a person, to start a family, and then for her to also support you. If her career takes much of her time, I think a lot of things will have to come in to support, like you have to go get maids and all that stuff. And then if your lady is also taking much pay than you are, you find it very difficult.
Oh, nah. Sometimes when you talk about the career, it brings the person down. Because the person may think that, okay, if in terms of the career opportunity, if you're higher than her, you see her as inferior. So because of that, it does not help. So there's no need for you to engage yourself in those stuff.
The job of
the lady.
No. You know, the issue of marriage character, it's very, very basic. It's not about what the person has, the job the person is doing. The person can be doing whatever job, earning so much, but if the person doesn't have that kind of character that a wife is supposed to have to understand the man and to build a family together, that relationship cannot work.
And I certainly want to find out from you, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, is it part of the things you look out for?
Let me flip it and put it out this way. All those who are saying that they can't be bothered about the job the lady does. What if the lady is a call girl? Yes. What if she's a fetish
exactly.
Are you cool with that?
When one of them was saying that, but Israel, that doesn't take away the fact that you need to tell me.
To answer?
Yes.
Oh, not so much. Not so much. Of course. I mean, there's some professions that I wouldn't want to associate with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a call.
Of course, I don't want to share my wife with anybody.
Anyway, let's check out what you've been putting on
Judicious
Facebook.
Drew says, not necessarily, but I think when I'm being attacked by her appearance, because I may not know her at all, neither her profession, but I may have the feeling of opposing to her because of how she appears. But Jeremiah says, not at all. Appearance first, physical attractions, followed by character. Work formed only 2% of the factors, and that's to busy guys. James Abusanga says, a woman's profession may determine who proposes to her because most professional women are very responsible, and so you can play games. I'm sure you want to say you can't play games with them. Senor Michael says, most ladies are attention seekers. Why do I have to subject myself to the humiliation of a lady who deems herself classy? Your cloak must be according to your size, period.
And Emmanuel says, yes, of course. Why should I marry someone who's a soldier? I beg, I don't want to receive lashes every night if I do a funny face. Oh, please. Donyo Senior says, to some extent, it must be looked. It can mean a lot by saying profession. Do you know someone's profession?
Tutu.
And Oracle Kumeni says, the lady is the first person who will look at you from top to down, but because she doesn't know who you actually are, she won't even want to speak to you. Well, it happens sometimes, but you also need to do your background checks. And Sally Sosechere says, not at all. I don't consider a woman's qualification or job before proposing to her. And Amidu Walutu says, no, I don't look at her profession, but I can only help her to be trained in the profession of her choice. And Desmond Oakley said, yeah, it's a key, because some women are haughty when their job is higher than men. Okay, I'm sure you won't say naughty.
Higher than haughty when the job is higher than the man he's proposing to.
He's proposing to. And Kofi Marcia says, I only look at... Kofi.
You mean you're looking at their bust?
Really?
Is it the bust? Is that the only thing that interests you?
Okay. Swift says, of course, so that I don't marry any lazy woman. Okay.
Kofi Marcia says he will just keep looking at you.
Not me, is it the best?
Ah.
So